a short introduction, which would take much longer if it was a full introduction. But again, it is appropriate to have our first speaker on stewardship be one of the first among this community to offer his time and his talent and treasure to this church. Way back in the day, we have pictures to prove it. Grainy, not quite black and white, but grainy colored pictures of Greg, parish council chair and fundraising chair, and he and Alicia both, through their service of their time, and had a vision that they were leading to bring a church to St. Hagop that a lot of people never believed would ever happen before. And Greg and Alicia made sacrifices for that, and have been great leaders together over the decades for this church. So I invite Greg Ekizian to come forward and speak just for a couple minutes about stewardship.
Thank you, Devhud. Good morning, everyone. We're going to talk a little bit about stewardship and the importance of stewardship, at least to Alicia and I. Forward in Faith. This was the name of the fundraising slogan that we came up with some 17 years ago when this very small parish embarked on our plan to raise funds to build St. Hagop. You know, at the time it was a very challenging project. The first Armenian church on the west coast of Florida, you know, we had the land thanks to the generosity and the hard work of parishioners, and that had predated many of us. But raising the funds ultimately would rest with the fundraising efforts and securing a mortgage. So getting a bank to provide a mortgage to the church so we could start building was nearly impossible. But with the support of a banker by the name of David Feaster, who was the lender then at Signature Bank, we did. But it was only possible because the parishioners pledged money at that time and pledged to service the loan for that mortgage. And parishioners that had the vision to see this church rise from the foundation. After the church was built, ultimately we sold half of the 7 acres that we had to pay down the mortgage, and St. Hagop was born. And to the delight of everyone, I might say we were debt-free and are debt-free. So it was a very nice environment to be in for a church that was just really coming out into its age. I remind everyone of this story because St. Hagop parishioners have a history of stewardship and financially supporting the church. Why? Well, that's a very personal question, and each of us can answer individually. For Alicia and I, who moved here from the East Coast and the West Coast, we both had experienced the love and the joy of growing up in our wonderful church communities with loving and supportive friends. We knew that if we were to raise a family here in Tampa Bay, that we wanted the same for our children and for generations to come. By the way, we also had a somewhat less official slogan, fundraising slogan. We called it, "Build it and they will come," unapologetically borrowed from the movie Field of Dreams. We did not come up with that, of course. We were confident that once built and with strong pastoral leadership, Armenians, who by the way love Florida, would be attracted to living in the Tampa Bay area and choose to live close to other Armenians and to a thriving church. And that did happen. Obviously, with the tremendous leadership of Father Hovnan, we have grown significantly, and it makes me very happy to see new faces at church every week, like you. Some are visiting, some are moving here. Our church has a reputation of welcoming all with friendship, support, and genuine warmth, which is the Armenian spirit in all of us. The other reason that stewardship is very important to us, to Alicia and I, is it is a chance to honor our parents. You know, I grew up in Upper Manhattan, and I attended the Holy Cross Church. My dad was a parish council chairman, and later in life, my mom taught Sunday school at St. Thomas Armenian Church in New Jersey. So it's very important for me to somehow honor my parents. But let's talk about the future, because that is very important. And we are in a very incredibly bright period for St. Hagop. We are growing rapidly. We are seeing it all the time. People are moving here from New York, from California, from Armenia, and everywhere else. We welcome everyone with open arms. Back in 2007, we may have had 50 stewards. You know, these are people that give annually. That's what stewardship is about, giving annually to the church. Today we have an excess of 120 stewards, and literally hundreds of people on our mailing list. I think, if I remember 2007, we may have had like 300 people on the mailing list. I'm venturing to guess that's triple, at least triple that today. So with so many people moving to the Tampa Bay area, our growth is the envy of the diocese. If our parish membership grows by just 7% per year, we will literally double in 10 years. So if we are thinking about St. Hagop Armenian Church in 10 years, it's very important for everyone in our church community to become a steward. Because when you become a steward, you are saying, I am vested in this church community. And I want to be part of its growth. I want to be part of its success going forward. It's not a big financial commitment. You just give what you can give on an annual basis. That's what stewardship is about. But we must all be stewards for our spiritual growth, for your children's generation, and for our deep Armenian history and culture. Yes, we built it, and they have come. And in forward in faith, they will continue to come. The next 10 years for this church, I can tell you, will be very, very exciting. We will grow significantly. So become a steward, be vested in the next chapter of the growth of St. Hagop Armenian Church.